Steve Gordon, KO Artist Sports. We're here with the one and only Raul Marquez, man. It's good to see you, bro. Man, kind of crazy, right? Showtime's final weigh-in. It's kind of crazy to even say that, man. Just your thoughts on it.
Yeah, it really is, man. Like, I was with Showtime for 12 years, doing Showbox and Showtime Championship Boxing in English and in Spanish. And, like I was telling myself, man, it's crazy. Like, we were passing through the venue and we saw the Showtime truck. And, I traveled a lot in different cities and covering different fighters, up-and-coming fighters. And it's a little bit of emotional, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit. It gets me emotional at times because spending so much time with the Showtime family. There was a lot of people. It was a lot of closeness. It was always fun to be around. I look forward to. You know how some people don't look forward to go to their job. Every time I have a show, like I look forward to doing the shows and spending time with the Showtime Familia, and I've learned so much too from being a broadcaster, being around guys like Barry Tompkins and Steve Farhood and Brian Campbell and the other guys, Al Bernstein, working with Mauro and Brian Custer, all that, man. It meant a lot to me. The times when I did the big shows and when I did even Spanish with my partner Alejandro Luna, doing Showbox. Again, it gives you that weird feeling, like, man, it's hard to believe sometimes that it's gonna end. Kind of like when HBO Boxing, of course, for many years HBO did big fights, and we grew up watching HBO Boxing, and then 5 years ago I believe it shut down. So now Showtime is in the same spot, and it's hard to believe, man. I'm telling you, but it is. And what a way to end it here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You would have thought it would have been somewhere like Vegas or New York, something like that. But yeah, we're here. We're here.
I 100% feel what you're saying, brother. Being in the room,
yeah,
especially around these guys and girls we've seen for years,
right,
like working the background, working this stuff.
Everybody from behind the scenes. Last night we were at me and Giovanni went and ate at the steakhouse, Manny's, and then they had a dinner over here for a lot of the behind the scenes people, production people, and I went back there, and I know everybody. I say hi to everybody. I like to get along with everybody, and it was just sad and emotional and kind of hard. Kind of hard to believe still that this is happening because. Showtime kind of took over, when Spinoza came and he started being the boss man there, Jefe with Showtime, and the Canelo and Mayweather fights, that kind of like took over, and we were the biggest platform and did the biggest fights, and again the Showbox platform, that means a lot to us too. That for it to go away, man, all that just comes into. You get it, man.
100%.
Yeah.
I 100% get it, brother, for sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy to have been on this journey and just kind of seeing it come to a close.
Right.
It's emotional for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Trying to maybe put a positive spin on it, man. I coming into this weekend, I want to ask people what's their favorite Showtime fight, right? But I feel like the one that kind of is at the top for a lot of people is Castillo Corrales.
In the
far
past,
as like, right.
I agree. Castillo Corrales, that was epic.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal fight. Of course that stands out. But honestly, for me, if you're asking me what
I was gonna say, I want to know what's your favorite Showtime memory.
Well, memory for me, I fought on Showtime. I was at the end of my career, like. I was 37 years old, and I fought Giovanni Lorenzo. I fought an eliminator to fight for the world title against Otto Abraham, who fought on that card against Pantera Miranda, the rematch. So I fought Lorenzo, and I dug deep. I trained hard for that fight. I had my dad in my corner, my brother. I had the right team, and that night, man, I wasn't gonna lose to Lorenzo. Even though he was the undefeated guy, I was the B-side fighter. I wasn't supposed to win. But I took him into deep water, man, and used my experience, used my dog in me, and my grit and my aggressiveness, everything, bro. And I pulled it out, and I was able to fight for the middleweight title against Abraham. And then later on that year, in 2008, I believe, I retired. When I lost to Arthur Abraham, and I was able to continue doing my broadcasting career because. Even when I was an active fighter, I've been doing broadcasting since 1997, 96, different platforms, different, HBO Latino, Azteca America, NBC Sports with Bob Papa. I've done international calls with, you name it. So, for a couple of years there, after I retired, I was doing, broadcasting with different platforms. But in 2012, in February, that's when I got the call from Showtime, and I joined them. And like I said, 12 years, man. It was a great run. But that was one of my favorite fights because, I was able to fight on Showtime. And then after that, I fought for the world title. I lost, and I was able to continue. A couple of years later, got with Showtime as a broadcaster. And not only the other part, after that, I was able to do my son's pro debut on Showbox. Like in Deadwood, South Dakota. He debuted after he won the National Golden Gloves. He turned pro, and me as a trainer that I train him now, I was able to work his corner. And then after that, go back to the locker room and put my suit on, and I forgot to put my tie on because I was in a hurry, and I was able to call the rest of the show, with Barry Tompkins and Brian Campbell, and then also Steve Farhood, who does the scoring now from home remotely. So those are my biggest memories. I mean, it's I was able to fight on Showtime at the end of my career. I had a great broadcasting career with them, and I still do. It's not the end of it with Showtime, and then to now as a trainer, training my son, who's 8-0 now with 5 knockouts. He debuted on Showbox. I mean that's can't get any better than that, bro.
Right.
Like, so that we did a lot of good things together and I appreciate what Showtime did for us.
No, definitely, man. Giovanni, I saw you work in Houston, man.
Yes.
The Friday before Ryan fought, December 1st, I believe, man.
Yes.
Got the win, man. Tell me, how did it feel? I saw your dad in there, passionately yelling at you and stuff like that. Just, talk to me about it.
I feel it wasn't my best performance, but it was a good learning experience. I got in a good 6 rounds with a durable opponent. He's known to be durable and go the distance with other prospects, so I dominated every round. It was a shutout on the scorecards, and it was a good experience, and I'm looking forward to what's coming next.
Yeah, definitely, man. Just to talk about your dad, he, like he was saying, he has a lot of history with Showtime, man. You're here, you're kind of here with him, you yourself as well, right? Like, what does it kind of mean to you, kind of Showtime coming to an end, having started your career there?
Yeah, it was truly a blessing to have my debut on Showbox, and just being around the Showtime crew all these years, over the years, coming on trips with my pops, it's always been a great experience. Such kind and loving people, and it really is unfortunate to see Showtime go, but when one door closes, another door opens, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next, what
Definitely.
PBC has next.
Giovanni, tell the fans where they can follow you, brother.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Giovanni.Marquez and Twitter at GioMarquez36.
Thanks, man. Can't wait to see what's next for
Yes,
you.
sir.
And Raul, man, just finally, I don't know, man. Final thoughts to the Showtime fans, and I don't know. Are you going to be maybe going with the PBC to Amazon? What's going on?
I hope so. For me, it was a privilege to break it down for all of my fans on Showtime for many years. In Spanish and English, even Showbox. I covered some of the biggest fights. I saw prospects grow on Showbox that went out to become world champions. You know how Showbox developed over 91, I believe, world champions that came out of there. And just for me to break it down for all the fans, it was an honor for me to do that, because I have a passion for it. I love to do that, and I love to make the fans, when they're watching it, feel like they're in the living room, and we're drinking some beer, eating fajitas or whatever, eating chips and salsa, and we're talking about boxing. That's my style that I like to bring to the audience. So all those years that I got and I put in with Showtime, I learned a lot. It was a lot of experience, and I look forward to it, man. I don't think it's over for El Diamante. I think El Diamante will continue doing broadcasting, and I'll be open to any opportunities that are available in the near future.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
We know you're going to land on your feet for sure. Just from a boxing fan's perspective, man, appreciate the work you've been putting. Obviously, as a fighter before fighting, I remember watching you on Showtime, and also just, like you said, you really kind of bring it to the fans in a way that's relatable. Like you said, we're we're at the Cañasada, you know, just watching fights outside.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
appreciate
I
it.
mean, that's the kind of style that I like, you know, because I think, you know, boxing people interpret that better, understand the language better, and I just love to do it, man. I love to cover different styles of fighters, and not only the big fights, the big name fighters, the champions, but even the up and coming prospects. You know, I got so used to covering, you know, show box, and you know, of course, training my son now. Like my goal is, you know, I'll always say this: I was an Olympian, I was a world champion. You know, I'm a pretty respectable broadcaster, and now I want to be a trainer, like maybe trainer of the year one day, and that's my goal. That like I'm focused on my son, and we work hard every day. We're learning every day. We learn together. We have a good chemistry. I have an open mind. He's got an open mind. You know, we have disagreements. We'll figure it out, and that's what it's about. You know, like I hate to hear, oh, the dad trains them, and that's not gonna work out. You know, everybody says that. You know, but I think with our team right here. TMT, the Marquez team, TMT.
Yeah, I like
it's gonna
that.
be all right, bro. It's gonna be all right.
We will
It's gonna
be for
good.
sure. Thank you guys.
looking.
Thank you guys both for
Keep
your time.
watching this, man.